Morning, guys. This is Mr. Kilburn, and I've got a short video to show you here where we're going to talk about how you determine the equation of a line given various information. So today we're going to focus really on determining the equation of a line given a graph, which you've seen before, but we'll take it to the next level. And what if I just have 2 points? How do I get the equation at that point? And tomorrow we will talk about getting the equation of a line from a table. Okay, so you've seen graphs of lines, and you have realized that determining the equation of that line isn't too bad, as long as some certain parameters are met. And here's what I mean. So if you look at this line that just popped up, okay, you can pretty quickly pick out the y-intercept right here, all right, and it's located at 0, 3. And it's not that big a deal to get the slope. So here's a point on the line, here's a point on the line, the ones that are pretty easy to pick out. And you can determine, okay, I'm going down 2, I'm going over 1, so my slope is -2. All right, and now writing the equation is not a big deal. It's really just y equals, here it is, y equals -2x plus 3. Just plug in my slope, plug in my y-intercept, and I'm done. Not a big deal. Okay, the issue becomes, well, what if I'm not exactly sure where the y-intercept is? I can tell about where it is, all right? I can see, oh yeah, it's like right there. But we're not sure, is it 5 1/2, 5 1/3, 5 3/4, whatever, all right? So here's where a little bit of work takes place. Okay, so your first step is this. Figure out the slope of the line. And you do that by, again, figuring out some points that are on the line. So for instance, here's a point on the line right here. And it looks like another one is, oh, I don't know, way up here. Looks like one. Okay, so now just start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Up 11, and then 3 to the right. So my slope is 11 over 3. Okay, I'm going to jot that down over here. 11 over 3. Okay, so one of these points looks like it's -2, -2. Okay, right there. So I'm going to write down the equation of a line, y equals mx plus b. I'm now going to plug in the slope, which I know is 11 over 3, and I'm going to plug in this point right here. Remember, x and y represent the coordinates of a point on the line, and there's a point on the line, -2, -2. Okay, so now I'm just going to solve for b. -2 equals -22 over 3 plus b. I'm going to add 22/3 to both sides. Again, I'm solving for the y-intercept, solving for b. Those cancel, bring down b. -2 plus 22/3. Okay, well, -2 would convert to -6/3. And -6 plus 22 is 16, giving me 16/3. All right, so that's where the y-intercept is. But you're like, well, 16/3, what's that? Well, here's where it helps to put it as a mixed fraction. All right, so do a top dog in the house, and pretty quickly get 5 1/3. All right, so here's was my slope. Here's my y-intercept. Now I can write my equation. Y equals 11/3 x plus 5 1/3. Right there. Okay, so again, you might have wanted to guess, it looks like 5 1/2. But in actuality, it was 5 1/3. So a little bit less than a half. So again, when you don't know exactly where the y-intercept is, you've got to use this procedure of taking 2 points, calculating the slope, and then using y equals mx plus b to get the y-intercept. Okay, I know that got kind of messy. Let me try another one here with you. Okay, one more. So suppose you're just given 2 points. You don't have a graph, you just have 2 points. Here are the 3 steps we're going to talk about in class today. Figure out the slope, use the slope with one of the points, plug into y equals mx plus b to solve for b, and then you can write the equation. So here's your 2 points right here. All right, so start by determining the slope. Again, I want you to write down the formula for slope. It takes 2 seconds, and it reminds you that the y's go on top and the x's go on the bottom. Okay, so up top, I could do 7 minus a negative 2, as long as I come back with 8 minus 7 on the bottom. Here's a keep, change, and I get a slope of 9. A little simpler than the last one. Okay, so now I'm going to take the slope and one of the points and plug into y equals mx plus b. All right, so one of the points was 8, 7. So a common mistake students make is they don't plug in x for x and y for y. So just be sure you plug in, this y gets plugged in here for y, and the x gets plugged in for x. And again, it's just a matter of solving for b at this point. Subtract 72 to both sides. Okay, 7 take away 72 is negative 65. All right, so here's my slope, here's my y-intercept. Now I can write my equation like we've practiced in class. Just plug in the slope and plug in the y-intercept. Okay, so I know that looks like a lot. It's going to take some practice, but it's really just taking what we've done already and putting it together into one piece, one idea. All right? Okay, guys. So this is an intro. We're going to do some in class right now, but this gives you at least an initial look at how to take 2 points, whether on a graph or by themselves, and use them to determine the line, the equation of a line. Peace out.